Hello everybody and welcome. It has been a little bit messy, but we are back with the Nexus Rumble for the first one of this season. It's gonna be me as the caster, and I will be joined by the beautiful Luca. Welcome back.
Hello everyone and welcome back. It's been long awaited. We've been going, what is this off-season nonsense? What do you mean playoffs? Who even cares about division finals? We just want a rumble. And finally, the people with power have seeded. They have trapped me and Samu back in our little boxes and told us to cast some rumble maps. That is right, the Nexus Rumble is restarting for this season. And at gunpoint, I've been told if I don't explain it to you, they will literally fire me. So, 7 weeks we have starting this week of a Swiss-based tournament. It's a group stage. Those are the words I wanted. It's a group stage. 2 games every night, both best of 2s. If you win them both, you get lots of points. If you go 1-1, you get some points. If you win both games, you get even more points. Top 4 teams at the end will qualify for semi-finals. Now they'll play against each other in our 8th week of the Nexus Rumble. You can date that if you really want to. I can't even count to 5, so I don't have a lot of hope. But those top 4 teams will both play 2 semi-finals. I imagine it's first versus fourth and second versus third. Not sure if that's been ironed out yet. The winners of those games will both go into our finals, and this is where it gets a little more complicated because week 9 is a grand final for the lower rumble. That is teams up to and including the MMR of Division 5. You can be a Division 5 team, or you can have an overall average MMR that would place you in Division 5, but be made up of friends. I mean, I don't know what they are, neither do most of us, but maybe 1 or 2 of you still got them after COVID. We'll see. Anyway, lower rumble finals, that's on the 9th, and then the winner of the 2 semi-finals from the upper rumble will face off in our 10th week. That'll come around just after the end of the season, and we'll actually have Nexus Rumble champions that we can crown in a final game once again, because it's worth pointing out the last team to actually be crowned Nexus Rumble champions in a final were none other than the greatest team ever to grace Heroes Lounge, Samu. You might have heard of them. They're called Super Unstopper Bros.
Maybe.
I think that's accurate. Unless it was 2 seasons ago, in which case I do apologize to whoever I've forgotten. I don't know at this point.
Alright, we've got everything fixed, I think, in the background. So we're gonna have Vacation Pro against Paint in Blue for the first series, and for the second one we will see FK Froco against Quacamo. If I'm not completely mistaken.
Well, that will be a cracking match indeed. But first of all, the wait, that's our second match, yeah? Or have all the plans changed? I don't know. I lost track of what was going on because someone messaged me. And now I'm scared. I think our first match is going to still be Team Play OP versus Bunker Crew.
Oh, no, with Vacation Pro against Paint in Blue for first series.
Oh, that's our first series.
Yes, the other one got moved to 21.
I thought that was our second. Okay.
All right.
Well, Vacation in Purgatory versus Paint It in Blue. These are 2 lower Nexus Rumble teams who signed up, and I'm mildly concerned based on the timings. Wait, are they just playing again at 20? But that match is scheduled for 20, Samu. No, it's not. It's scheduled for 19 and 20. I see.
This is getting crazy now, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to sign up for the Nexus Rumble. Apparently, we don't have as many teams as we used to. Get your friends, get your wives, get your friends' wives and wives' friends. Sign up, make a team. Join the Nexus Rumble. We've got Vacation in Purgatory versus Paint It Blue. Vacation in Purgatory are, I think, somewhat veteran of this mode. Azok is, of course, a mod who has helped run it for a little while now. And then XX Virus and Mad Morph Supernova, who I actually played with for a season. He's a person. Flippy, Depraved Luniac, Shiny Hero, and Lorethalion we're going for. A fantastic 8-man squad there, so they've got a lot of rotation going on. It's hard to predict. It's a bit choppy and a little bit swervy. Samu invited me to a lobby and I wasn't paying attention, but that's fine. I'll be there in a second. And they're going up against Paint It Blue. There's Alice Wonder, Appa, Triple Wix, J3, JES Jesters, that's what that is, and Donbot.
In the meantime, the map pool for the first series will be Battlefield of Eternity, Cursed Hollow, Dragonshire, Sky Temple, and Towers of Doom. And on the side of Vacation Party, we see a ban against Towers of Doom, painted blue, banning out Sky Temple, and then paint it blue, picking up Cursed Hollow. So we're gonna see Vacation Purgatory with the first pick for game number 1.
Yes, we will indeed. And Cursed Hollow, an interesting map. You get to see quite a lot of fun macro going on there. All sorts of interesting calls can be made throughout the series of the game. So we'll see what the teams will do. What setups will they be looking for? As hopefully they're going to get themselves sorted out relatively quickly. Just like us, the pro team, the dream team, we know what's going on.
Indeed, I've also trying out a new, like a higher quality on the stream, so if it starts lagging or something, please let me know and I can fix that.
Everyone type lag F in chat now. Spam chat, lag F. Spam chat, lag F.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah.
Like at least one team is ready.
Alright, let's see. We are ready. One team is ready. It's just waiting for one more. Just waiting for one more.
50% of the way there, potentially 90% of the way there. Anywhere between 5 and 9 of these players are definitely ready. It's
I
just
would
that
say we're
final
like
one.
11 out of 12 ready. Like we are also
I
ready.
like
that
that.
also counts in, you know?
Yeah, it's like 92%, give or take. What is it, 12? Let's not do that on stream. It is, it's 0.8, it is 92%. I was right. Hell yeah, maths wins.
Yeah, something like that.
So Azok has lost the ability to read previous messages, but the other team is now ready. So that's good.
Alright, we might be able to go into game number 1 of this series. But let's see.
Oh, we're getting there, Samu.
Getting
like-
close.
This is almost as exciting as the actual game's gonna be.
Why would you even play the game when you can have the thrill of just scheduling and being ready and stuff? Be real.
Oh, well, you know, it looks like we are actually going to at least play the draft. You know, no guarantees on any video gaming just yet, but we've got a draft. As I gotta respect Virus for having the VIP in his name. You gotta respect that. You know, Blizzard. Sometimes you got to give them the £10 and change your name just for one Heroes Lounge team that you might leave in half a season. Sometimes it's got to be done, but he's done it. I'm not sure where I was going with that point, but no one stepped in to save me, and now the hole's been dug. First bans, it's got to be like Dahaka, Blaze, Falstad, that kind of thing.
It's Solo, it's a big map, so yes, the Haka Falstad Bright Wing would be high prior, but also in general, very, very strong picks looking at Hogger. Or maybe Anub or something along those lines. So let's see, there we go. The Haka band, the first thing to make me sad. Thank you, Isaac, for that.
Well, you know, that is nice Dahaka ban coming in. Stukov. He's a hero. I don't think he was in my initial spiel. It feels like every time Blizzard try and nerf him and buff all the other healers, he is just as good as all the other healers. It's just impossible to remove his insane skills, like just toolkit from the map. Interesting. Vacation in Purgatory not wanting to allow Painted Blue to have globals. Not giving them the Falstad or the Dahaka, which honestly, Dahaka might be the highest pro hero on this map in a standard draft, at least, before you start considering the team's personal metas. So it's a surprise to me that they didn't want to try and compete for it at all, instantly getting rid of it. Maybe there's a tell there that either they're looking for something spicy in their offlane, or they're not feeling super confident on the dinosaur.
Especially with the Falstad bin as well, it leaves themselves open for, let's say, Vikings draft, for example. As Falstad and Dahaka are two good globals against it, and they're immediately going with the Johanna first pick as Painted Blue, banning out another healer with the Decker. Rhaegar, by the way, open is a good healer for this map because he can do camps really nicely.
Blaze as well, hanging out open. There's the potential for a Viking strat. The potential for an Abathur strat is also much higher now. I'm not necessarily saying we will see one, but if I was going to try and draft Abathur, Dahaka Falstad would be where I started banning. There is the Rhaegar coming through, though, and it's going to be Leoric. Little bit scared maybe about a choked hero pool with the Dahaka gone. If you're worried, I guess, that your pool only has 3 heroes you feel super comfortable on, it can easily be a pick ban there. Or maybe they just think Leo's super good.
Leo is also like a soft way of saying, guys, don't pick Blaze. We've got Leo already. You don't want to play Blaze into Leo because it's a matchup which Leo just straight up wins. Except if you completely outplay the opponent, and yeah, it just starts getting okay for Blaze towards level 10 and level 20 when he gets the bunker and the bunker against the Silence and Tomb, which are really great tools for them. We're gonna see a Hogger ban for now from Painted Blue after seeing Brightwing and Cassia being picked up.
For the denying entombing your own teammates though, right? Like Cassia can't get out of an entomb. Brightwing and Johanna are kind of fine, I guess, so maybe it's not that bad. But like especially on Cursed, when realistically winning the off lane is like less important than picking a mount synergy rate at this point, right? It's like it doesn't. I think you pick Blaze into Leer. On something like Towers, where the off lane is genuinely properly contested, it's kind of rough, but it's Cursed Hollow. He's gonna get all the XP.
Tassa and Varian are the next 2 pickups.
Instant rack.
Wow.
You gotta respect the instant rack. He's not scared of no entomb. He should be scared of an entomb, but he's not scared of no entomb. I mean, imagine the black hole, Samu.
Black hole and tomb. Actually, sounds like a pretty pop combo.
Like Cassia, Rag, Zagara, they all have their little secret meeting. Leo pops out of the bush, slam the entombs on top of all 3 of them. Tassadar, whoopa 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 woohoo, shoots out that black hole, all his damage on top of it. Oh. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. The blue team doesn't have proper punish for frontline, right? Cassia can't stand up against a Sonya. Zagara doesn't punish a pre-16. They get free reign of the map. It means Ragnaros can't really play the video game because they win the frontline too. Like the red team wins the frontline too hard. I like it. Yeah.
Painted Blue having a really good draft for game number 1 here.
Yeah. There is a risk that they don't close it out pre-16. I think if the blue team are level at 16, this gets really bad for the red team. But I also don't think the blue team have any right to be level at 16.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard game for sure.
Like once that gets a percentage damage, right? Suddenly the math changes massively.
I think it does, but it's still very hard because on the side of Painted Blue, they have a lot of engages, and then the other side, what do they have to counter it? Or to stop them from engaging? I guess they might need to go for Falling Sword, but then if you go Falling Sword, you don't have any sort of engage, so you can't really win team fights in the late game.
I don't think you go Sword. I think you try Shield Smash, and you try and Shield Smash them as they entomb you.
Yeah,
right?
So you kind of have to counter engage them, else they just run over you slowly. Even with level 16, Zagara does a lot of damage, but if 3 people are just running, standing in her face, she still dies.
Yeah. They can cleanse Leap, right, with Brightwing, so it's only Entomb. But I'm just a bit scared about the triple, like, there's a triple threat for Entomb, right? It can hit Cassia, Zagara, or the healer, Brightwing. Or maybe it can't. No, Rag. Cassia, Zagara, or Rag, that's what I had in my head.
Alright, and with that, let's jump into the game. As we're starting to the left side in the blues, we've got Vacation in Purgatory, we've got L'Oreal Falion on the Zagara Supernova, playing Cassia Madmorph on Johanna, Virus playing the Ragnaros, and Azok on the Brightwing.
And on the red team, Samu took one look at the Tassadar and knew full well he was announcing the blue team. We've got Alice Wonder on the Varian. Triple Wix is our Sonya. Donbot's going to be playing Leoric. Appa is our Rhaegar. And Jesters is the Tassadar.
Indeed, and with that early game, blue team already hiding in lanes, not wanting to go for the early brawl. We do see a Q-build Rag, which is pretty nice into multiple melees, but if you get CC'd down, he's still just dying. Just gotta be careful, but in the later stage of the fights, with the core reduction on level 7, he can do quite a lot of damage.
Don't think I like keyboard here. I think you're meant to play keyboard rag when you have either like a double support or a triple frontline setup yourself. And I think it's like when you used to pick Malthael in the 4-man against triple melee stuff, right? It's meant to be the counter there. But I think if you just play Q build rag with 2 frontliners, it's hard to get much value from it. I think I would have much preferred the E build.
Originally, you play Q build when you need to double soak. An E build for team fights, because Q build gives you more wave clear for double soaking.
That's fair. I don't think that should matter too much here, though.
Yeah. Oh, looking at the bot lane. Slow the Purge.
Driving Z. It's going to come in just in time. The cleanse is there to deny the slow. Polymorph just makes sure Varian can't get any more damage out. Well played, Azok. He was baiting Samu. He knew what he was doing.
In the meantime, we've got Sonya starting out on the Bruiser camp. She's dropping pretty low, but she should be fine, while Cassia took the easy camp for Vacation in Purgatory and is now moving towards the Bruiser, most likely.
They need to... I don't know if they can do this Bruiser. If they put this much wave clear here, they're going to lose a lot in mid. I don't think that's worth. But maybe Zagara can bully Leo out topside? I actually have no idea what that matchup looks like at all, but Zagara at least looks like she's confident.
Leo has to like E to get into her range, and that's the only way he outtrades her, but then he loses a lot of mana, so in the long run Zagara does win the matchup. Except if Leo really uses a lot of E's, or if he gets a lot of good ganks in with his team, then he can also really start pressuring Zagara a lot.
Interestingly, it's a Infest Zagara. I haven't seen that for a hot minute. People tend to be favoring that E talent on level 1, just because more health on your Roachnings means more disgusting damage at level 16 to the point where they're practically unkillable.
Yeah, especially with Sonya though on the other side. Like Sonya is okay if there are a few buddies more, so she can heal up, I assume. Spinning through them. I don't think it's significant.
You can just put them off to the side. Like the explosion damage doesn't really matter. But maybe they just want to try and split push their way through this. Maybe they look at the team fight and they think pre-16, I don't want to look at them, and Infest is just going to let them get more value like that. So it's an idea.
Zagara right now getting Zagara getting the first objective even. Painted blue a little bit later on the rotation, and VIP seeing it and immediately taking the advantage they have on the map.
Yeah, well played there by VIP. Like, first tribute is so big for them because they need this game to go long, right? They can't try and play for like an early game advantage, and so if they can take that first tribute off the map, now the second tribute is gonna like be the first one red team can cap, and it's just gonna delay everything for them.
Wait, is like Rek going for blistering attacks on level 7? That's interesting. Not going for the Q cooldown reduction, which you will get like 90% of the time if you Q into 3 melees. Rather going for the immediate auto attack damage increase.
Maybe this is just a max burst build?
Maybe, but shouldn't E be more damage then though?
No idea. Not a rack player myself.
Oh man. I think it do be so. Oh, Janna getting engaged on this. All 5 members from both teams are here. Rag is poking from the side with the fort. It's a lot of damage. Teleport has to be used onto Johanna. But Sonya is dropping low. Ford is out of 20 blue, and Cassia goes in, secures the kill onto Sonya. And now another one as Leo is falling. Make it free as Varian goes down as well.
It's a good fight there from the blue team. The Rag is the best kill target they present. Having him as a building means you definitely don't present him as a kill target anymore. So you kind of really already sway the fight odds massively just like that. So the red team are forced to just hit this Johanna, and pre-10 with a Brightwing Z, there isn't really quite enough damage on the red team to kill that Johanna, and so they just stood in the Rag damage for far too long. And with the slows coming out from the Rag, it was easy pickings for the Cassia to follow up that damage and secure those kills, especially with that auto attack build that does pump out a little bit more damage per second, albeit sacrificing some of the Q burst. I do feel like we also have to talk about this level 1 Pixie Charm on Brightwing. I don't know when you clocked that, but I saw that about 10 seconds ago.
It is an interesting pick for sure. It's especially rough, but now we see level 10 getting closer for Vacation Purgatory, but they don't decide to fight for this objective. They rather go topside. And are looking for this boss because Sagara was killed before, and now we do see a lava wave being picked up.
Don't love lava wave, but I do love this call. They can't contest his tribute. They lost Sagara, but they can see the camp top and they can see no one's clearing it, which means the enemy team must be bot side. So they just 5-man blitz top, and now they've got a camp and a boss running down the top lane. They can use this space to get their own boss and just sort of start the snowball a little bit more. And their macro is seriously holding the red team away from this game because they don't really have a good answer to the taunt blow-up that the red team have got. But if they can't like spend the time setting up a rotation to catch them, and if the blue team don't do anything overly ridiculous, it's very difficult to actually find that value. So it's a little bit of a clinic that Vacation and Purgatory have been putting on so much, even with the drop of that Sagara in the bot lane.
Especially, I think, even though you have that burst on your team with Varian, you kind of like the setup with Varian, you kind of like a little bit of burst. Like, you only have Tacit behind you, so yes, it is enough for Zagara or Brightwing, but you can't kill the Johanna.
I think it kills Rag as well. But yeah, Johanna is
should kill Rag as well. Except for if he goes for the arm on 13, he might survive, but I'm not sure if it's not only triggered by stuns.
But now there's Leap, he definitely dies if he gets left, right? Like,
yeah. Like, with all those cooldowns, Jojo is the only one who survives.
I mean, post 13, she shouldn't.
Yeah, let's see. But they've got a boss now, bot lane, and a curse. So this is actually one of the ways you could look to keep. I think he's going to fall if they don't mess up. And they might even look at core. They just do not. Reg using the fort early on, not in range to help out a lot. Oh, Blessed Shield was used into the bush. I don't think Vacation Pro can stay here.
It doesn't look like going to either, though. The boss isn't going to get too much done. That camp in mid lane is actually doing the Lord's work right now, just stopping the wave from being able to crash. With 5 seconds left and like Leap still up, if Painted Blue leave this boss now, blue team have to back off. Sonya just looking juicy, seeing if she can bait anyone into overstaying, but won't be so lucky. And it's a nice lead there that the Vacation and Purgatory have carved themselves out, and it's a lead from strong macro as well, which is, you know, I imagine as an offlaner you're a little bit of a macro nerd as well, but I love it when teams can get themselves leads without 20 kill leads, you know, because it's obviously if you kill your opponents on cooldown you're going to win the game, but it's not the only way, and it's not really the most reliable way either.
Yeah, especially with everyone being focused bottom that hard. The top keep went down to half HP, so this is again another nice niche. And Zagara! It's the movement
but the leap isn't there. There isn't Leo for the Entomb, and Zagara, I would say, gets away with murder right there.
Talking about Leo, he's flanking from the side, but the Bruiser Camp is getting defended now.
Vacation
is backing off
in order to get up there, so team knew he was coming and were able to just play safe around it. And again, macro chokehold, 2 lanes pushing in, 5-man in the middle. What are they going to do? Shield comes out, lands onto Sonya. There isn't a follow-up smash. There's going to be the Ancestral. Can they turn this around? Black Hole not really getting the value it wants. They're going to be able to leap on top of Rag. Here's the taunt, but Taz's buttons have already been pressed. The big ult from Calcia able to catch Varian there. Valkyrie confirming the first kill of this fight, and Painted Blue are just going to have to back this up. Another nice bit of damage coming out here from Tazdar. Leo is here. There is an Entomb. Can he find it? He hasn't pushed it yet. They're so grouped. Leo not looking for that Entomb just yet. There it is. Gonna just trap in the Johanna, but Leo is falling first here. Johanna is actually still alive. She does just fall. Sonya able to spin through 4. Oh my god, she lived almost long enough, but not quite. And that is a 2-for-1 trade for the blue team there. I do think that Entomb had to come down sooner. And
the top keep went down to the Bruiser Camp, which was taken earlier. So, yeah.
Clinic coming out here from Vacation in Purgatory. Take the camps, stand there and look scary. Hope they run at you. Run back slowly. It's the way of the video game. And I guess, as much as it pains me to say, the lava wave is helping out here a little bit, keeping those waves shoved in. Although we've only actually had 2 so far this game, so I don't know, man. Smash is so good.
Yeah, I mean, I generally have a big problem with lava wave, so I'm happy to find this mesh synthesizer with me. Like, lava wave just stalls the game. Why would you stall the game when you can just straight up win it quicker?
It's like, sure, if you picked Mephisto and Anna and Johanna, and you just want a tool to make sure you don't get out macroed 320, I guess you could pick Rag, but Dahaka would do the same job better.
Yes, and with Sepphoris, you can just one-shot people, like Blessed Shield Sepphoris, Valkyrie Sepphoris. You kill stuff. It's insane.
Killing stuff is indeed OP. Oh, that Johanna can die, but Varian just a little bit too far out.
We also don't have shield break on Varian. We do see the percentage damage on level 13. Sonya already stepping up looking for the jump, but we do have Rag. Does Rag have this straight up? Yes, Rag has it straight up, so you can just jump into the fort and poke from afar, dropping the HP bars off Painted Blue and them looking for engage. There's the leap onto the right wing. But Sonya!
Oh, no.
Emerald win!
Not like this. Oh, this is the misclicked on the Ancestral. It looks like Varian's still just about going to get out. Leo won't be so lucky. Oh, Varian, run. Use those little legs for Stormwind.
Double kill. Ford is out of a vacation in Purgatory as Sonya just got completely smurfed by Emerald Wind pushing her into the Rag fort and Rag being able to get the kill.
I do think a little bit of patience needs to be exercised there, that they were 15 into 16, and as you said, Rag had a perfect angle for building, and the red team didn't have any way of denying it. I think they just had to accept that tribute was going to go and fight for the next one. But now, keep just about saved, and boom, Johanna with the dancing feet able to just juke past that Entomb there. That's unlucky for them, but the chokehold is getting nasty, and any time a boss threatens to end the game here now, Samu, so the red team really have to group as 5 and run at their opponents.
Yeah, indeed, and now we just see Bruiser camp being picked up again by Vacation Purgatory, getting those camps, getting the pressure on the lanes. This next tribute is spawning towards top side. Rek doesn't have fort up yet. I honestly think at level 20, Rek could go for the fort upgrade. The way he used the
real
fort
point in
so far.
upgrading bulk core, right? So it's like, am I dying? Well, no, not really. So I guess I don't need the level 20 stasis. Iron's getting out early there. That's big. I was wondering looking for anything.
Blessed Shield onto the Tazara, but he gets invisible off, but Reg is in a really bad spot, gets sent off onto himself, big black hole coming out, and Emerald Wind trying to zone them away, but it only gets so much done that Cassia is the only one dying, but now they counter kill onto the Sonya and Tomb, though onto Johanna, knocking her in, but she is not trapped with them. They are trapped with her as Rega and Varian are going down, and this should also be a dead Leo. Only Tassada is alive, and it's Tassada on the run.
Loving that disrespect there from the Ragnaros. Looked at the fight and was like, I don't care that you've tuned my tank. They win this fight for me. I'm just going to channel this Obji. Yeah, I think the Sonya and the Leo both have 2 defensive builds. I think we needed to see W or AA from them, and we 100% had to see W from Sonya, but a very well played game here coming out from Vacation in Purgatory. They were able to overcome what looked like quite a scary comp from Painted Blue. They're going to take map 1, Samu.
Indeed.
I should try and do the Korean thing where they shout GG just as the game ends in time. I reckon it will be awful.
But yeah.
Been watching too much StarCraft. Map 1! Out of the way. What a beautiful, beautiful map that was. Very well played there from Vacation in Purgatory. All other things aside, they had a plan. They executed their plan. They did it very well. They didn't really ever look like they were giving Painted Blue a window into the game, and that's a very difficult thing to do, right? It's one thing to be able to win a team fight in a late game. We've all had moments where our black hole hits 5 people, or we snowball into, or we dance into the enemy team and snowball them all behind your wall whilst your entire team screams at you, "Why are you inting, you maverick?" But to have a game for the entirety, you are able to play your macro plan, not necessarily perfectly, but well enough that you never give an obvious opportunity for your opponents to get back in. That's a very difficult thing to do. That's a Dignitas-esque, I would say.
Indeed, very, very well done. Especially like having the macro on Sonya on Zagara was very, very nice to see. Having that pressure, like she got the top wall in the first objective. Like when the first objective spawned, the wall was already gone. There was only a tower left with 200 HP or something. So there you saw that Leo was struggling quite a lot into her.
Yeah, it did feel like a little bit of a lane mismatch. They might have been slightly happier if they could have had the Sonya up against her, but very well done nonetheless. And map number 1 going over there. Do we have knowledge on the match lands they're in? Because I was never told.
Number 2, we do have first pick being chosen by Painted Blues of Vacation Purgatory. I'm not thinking if it's going to be Battlefield of Eternity or Dragonshire.
Fantastic. Well, BOE and Dragonshire, both interesting maps. BOE is a lot more macro heavy. No, the other way around. Dragonshire is a lot more macro heavy. BOE tend to come down a little bit more to team fights, though there is a big aspect of BOE that is the speed of your rotation. It's not necessarily decision making. The decisions are all quite clear, but it's about forward planning and arriving there in time. Right? Whilst Dragonshire is very much fast-paced decision making, and being half a second off is less important than making the right decision. BOE is very clear cut, and it pretty much always boils down to whoever gets there first wins, or at least has a big enough advantage that they should be able to see their opponents out, whether they're getting there first to a race, to a defense, even to a camp, right? It's all about getting there on time or early. It's going to be Dragonshire, though, so I'm glad I spoke about BOE for that time, because it was a 50-50, and we didn't win it. Dragonshire is the most interesting map in the entire game to watch. It is the most complicated map to play, and I despise it with a burning passion, because it requires 3 different decision makers at least in your team. Every other map you can play effectively with 1 decision maker and an offlaner that knows how to soak, right? But Dragonshire, you need 3 independent decision makers all at once, and it's so much more complicated, but it leads to games that are much more interesting. And you tend to see teams that dominate other maps struggle here as their split is too much for their shot caller who was commanding, whereas other teams that maybe don't quite look as put together on some maps who rely more on their team fighting can shine here with a lot of opportunities for 1v1s, a lot of opportunities for individual players to make good decisions and they give their team an advantage, whereas they might not necessarily get that same value from a good decision on someone like Tomb, where their whole team was rotating as a 4-man anyway and the good decision was queuing the wave.
Which is actually a pretty fun thing. Like looking at my team for next season, we are like 4 offlaners and the healer. The Dragonshire should be one of our good maps, as like, you know, everyone makes his own decisions anyways because all are offliners, so they know what to do, how to do their own decisions. So yeah,
I feel like I have to interlude here that while offlaners do make their own decisions, to win Dragonshire, those decisions do need to be good.
Yeah, they do be good, and they are good. But yeah, we shall see when I will come to the games.
I enjoy casting. Looking forward to the opportunity to cast you losing on Dragonshire in the future, and I will keep my eyes peeled for that moment arises. But we're going into the map. Map number 2, first best of 2. Painted Blue 1-0 down in the series. They took first pick, and then the map of Dragonshire was chosen by Vacation in Purgatory. So Alice Wonder's team. What are they going to change?
That's a good question.
It's worth saying.
Having a double offlaner, I think, is a really cool thing for this map. Or like having a double bruiser setup. Does help you a lot with a few things.
Yeah. It's worth saying that with the Falstad Dehaka rotation that they showed last map, the odds of you being able to play anything you want first pick that isn't Falstad or Dehaka are very high, right? Like, if you want to not play into Falstad or Dahaka on Cursed, you definitely don't want to play into them on Dragonshire. So that does give you a decent, not necessarily guaranteed tell, but a decent tell in draft as to what your opponents might want to ban. And you can kind of try to be a little bit cheeky, maybe try a support choke, take out some of the stronger ones, and then first pick for yourself, or maybe look to try and guarantee yourself that Johanna if you want that. The Stukov is really nice. Never mind, I'm talking nonsense. Obviously they want to play into Falstad on this map. It's rubbish on Dragonshire. It just, dominates.
Let's see. I mean, Brightwing is the ban from Painted Blue, so they're looking at one global being banned already, and I think Brightwing is the one with the more defensive impact onto the offlane. Just looking at the 1v1. So, Garrosh is the next ban. A few tank bans coming in actually, now Anup as well, so the Hakov was being completely ignored. So is the Stukov, and he's gonna get picked up as the first pick.
Well, my plan was to first pick Stukov. They first picked Stukov. Master draft achieved once again. A Thrall with very high... Okay.
It's Azog time. It's going Lily. Gonna have some fun.
Here was me about to segue into the fact that we don't normally see Thrall early, but he's actually quite powerful on the map in the 4-man, and also potentially gives false tells for the offlane, and try and justify it as a sensible, thought-out draft. And no, Azog just didn't want me to be able to do that, did he?
On the other side, we do see the Haka and Jaina being picked up, so we could look at like a draft with like, let's say Varen Foster or something for Painted Blue as the last two picks, which would just be insanely strong and blowing up stuff. And Vacation Pro is seeing the same issue with Lily not having burst heal and only having cleanse every 40 seconds or something like that, depending on how much cooldown action you get from your trade on it. And
What
therefore
tank
ban the
getting
Varen.
very choked here.
Yes.
Diablo Muradin? Have I missed one? May? Not really. Morganis, but not really. I think blue team take Muradin here and the red team.
Diablo May's being banned.
But I think if you get to play Muradin into okay. But then why didn't we take Lily? Why didn't we take something with a percentage heal, or at least Anna? Maybe I'll never know.
I'm just thinking, but I don't see any, like, I guess it's just a very comfortable pick for Azog, and maybe they were not 100% sure onto picking Netragal, so just having the Lily for him makes it a very, very easy game for him by being comfortable. And then deciding to go for Tragal is still fine.
Diablo Tychus makes a lot of sense. I was going to say I think Muradin is better than Diablo, but once the Cho'Gall comes down, Diablo actually does a great job of controlling it, whereas Muradin, less good. Also, he gives you the big engage wombo, and Cho'Gall doesn't threaten Diablo nearly enough because he's got spell shield, so he can actually look for the engage he wants.
But what's the last thing now?
I expect to see an offlaner here.
Zagara! Okay. It's Deathwing.
Am I right? Is that an offlaner? I don't know. I think Deathwing beats Dahaka.
If Dahaka goes for spell armor on one, melee Deathwing does not beat him, but Deathwing, like, playing Deathwing into Tychus is pretty painful, but I guess it's fine usually.
Lily blinds.
And Jaina doesn't do much either, so it might be a melee Deathwing. And I think for the Thrall, Thrall wins against Dark also if he goes for the green level one, so you can put whatever onto the offlane.
If they Quake with Melee, that could get kills. But then there's the potential triple slap that just kind of denies Quake, right? But then Stukov sometimes picks Shove because he doesn't want an ultimate.
And look how you're moving.
Oh, did I move my head? Oh, I'm sorry, team. That's me. That's me. My bad. My bad.
All right.
I got distracted.
It's okay though. But yeah, it's like the thinking pose, you know.
Yeah, I was. Look, this draft required a big thing, but here we go into map number 2. This is our second and final map of our best of 2 Vacation in Purgatory have that 1-0 lead. They're playing for the 2-0 and the max points in the first round of the Nexus Rumble lower series. We've got Lorethian on that Deathwing. We've got Virus on the Thrall. We've got Azok on his Lily. And we've got Mad Nova, our Cho'Gall.
It's only quite a badass name. And to the right and the reds, we've got Painted Blue trying to go up against the Mad Nova. It's gonna be Dawnbot on the Dehaka, Triple Wix playing Tychus, Appa on Stukov, Alice Wanda on the Diablo, and Jesters on the Jaina.
Still angry about that name. J3ESTR3Z. Good job, buddy. I think Cho'Gall just sieges bottom with spell. No?
Oh.
He's thinking about sieging bottom with spells.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Definitely losing 2 of his plates, being down to only 2 plates left, so he doesn't get the passive healing from his level 1 anymore.
It is Greenfall, and he is going to be up against the Dehaka, so Samu's offlane read slightly better than mine. Who could have seen that one coming? Also, melee Deathwing now, I think. No?
No, it's Cubable. It should become Cubable with this level 1. If you go melee Deathwing, you should 100% take the heal on your W.
Yeah, I saw it wasn't protected and I got excited, but I forgot that people started taking this one nowadays.
You could even go protected into it with melee Deathwing, as you're playing a lot of auto attacks. With the 13, you can even increase your auto attack damage, and into Tychus, having the protected from time to dodge some of his shots when he tries to drill you down is also pretty nice. And you get an additional protected. You get an additional protected with the level 16 active talent. As the
Tychus' entire bigger they are is just going to get blinded every single time. Azok's God.
True.
I wish we'd seen Virulent Reaction. No. Reactive Ballista Spears here. I think it would have been a lot better. I don't think they're going to get very much value at all from Low Blow. I think Low Blow is great when your opponents play stuff like Hanzo and Chromie that wants to sit at arm's length. But I don't imagine any of the red blue team are going to be trying to stand at arm's length here.
I kind of like the idea of having a low blow. Like, you can easily drill down people to 40% with Tychus, maybe. If you like try to dodge the Lily blinds well enough, and then having a low blow underneath a Deathwing who's not very mobile, or Cho'Gall who's having like not an easy time getting healed up by Lily. So, you know, maybe he manages to do it in the long-term fights, but it's definitely not for trying to burst up people with low blow.
I guess that's true, but I think these fights are going to be quite explosive, and I don't think they're going to be very easy for the red team to control. Cho'Gall has mobility, Deathwing has an unstoppable, or is always unstoppable. Thrall runs fast sometimes. I think he can, like, they can all kind of leave the side. It's a nice setup here though from the blue team, but the red team is actually health bars are very low everywhere. Triple Wix 200. Cho'Gall dives for it. Oh. Mad Nova is indeed mad, but he's just about able to live the nade. Still not quite enough. Dehaka didn't notice Thrall leaving top though, and Dragon Knight #1 is going to go over to the blue team. Now I think they should just be taking this mid wall, but they want to run it down the bot lane, and that is honestly going to cost them a lot of soak.
Yeah, Dehaka got the top wave. Tychus did catch the mid wave, and now we'll leave it to the Dehaka. So yeah.
Igus goes down. That's a lot of the race here. Appa just not able to have enough healing to keep his teammates up, and Cho'Gall wants Alice Wonder, and Azok wants a pause. So I assume we're coming back to the thingy?
Yes, we're back at camps, so yeah. But yeah, it's, I mean, Diablo is like 200 HP. This might be him dead.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's got 300. 296, that's 300. He's got a Stukov. Stukov might have buttons. Does Stukov have buttons? Stukov's Q is almost there, but his D isn't. But he's got W. Playable. Playable.
Just W. I guess, yeah.
Diablo has all his buttons.
But yeah, looking at the map, even though like game one we saw VIP doing a very, very good macro play. But I feel like in game 2 now they're kind of struggling a little bit with the lanes. But they instead make it up with kills this time. But now the Hacker will get the mid, so we'll get the top, so And with that, we'll get a lot of pressure onto them on the map.
But it looks like, okay, Diablo will go down. Not enough time to press that spell shield. Jaina, a little bit of trouble as well. Azok, Appa not able to save 17. I saw 17 life there, but able to live, and that's what matters.
Indeed. Staying alive. Their bot keep actually getting bot forward with the first rank, especially with such an early rank, is huge for VIP. He also got 2 kills with it, so
Red team just struggled too much to keep their health bars up, right? Like the Tiger's drops too low, he couldn't get the health back. Once he goes down, the space exists that Cho'Gall can just walk in and do whatever he wants. As Alice Wonder has believed in herself massively here. There's got to be a silence on point. Surely this is what we picked the low blow for. Not able to come through in the end. Dahaka also not digging. But it's only a camp. They'll be fine.
Yeah, but at least they're not able to clear their camp for free, as VIP is falling back and starting to just take lanes, and they're not having a big lead in terms of experience because of the Dahaka so earlier.
I do think the Painted Blue look a little bit in shock. They seem to have as much idea of what's going on in this game as I did in draft. So maybe they just need to take a minute to focus themselves, chill out a bit, and just go, look, it's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Looks like fine is going to come in the form of a Diablo. It's going to come into the Lick. Silence is there. Lick isn't, but that's not going to matter. He's dead. That's nice.
Yeah, nice rotation onto Thrall. This is like one of the issues of Thrall. Like, he's an easy rotation target. His biggest mobility is just sprinting away with his E, I guess. So he's not the best offlaner for that. So you have to be very careful on the map. And Painted Blue just took the little bit of overconfidence VIP had from the early game and got the kill onto Thrall with that.
It's times like this that we have to sell our biggest DLC in the video game, the minimap. Use it. It's free.
Also, the top clamp was cleared out by Painted Blue, and they're not looking. Oh,
big engage on Thrall again. He's literally just respawned. This is bullying now. 300 health. Jaina couldn't quite connect all her damage. I think the root didn't follow up after the flip from Thrall. That's unfortunate. Or the root from Thrall didn't follow up after the flip. But the Iris gonna have to be careful here. The red team have clearly made their intentions obvious, as they've actually swapped their 4-man topside and put Dahaka into the bottom lane. But Cho'Gall is on the flank here. Tiger's has got a drill. Quake is a little bit in the back there. Not really slowing anything, but that is a big breath now. Diablo is going to fall here. Stukov already falls, but Cho'Gall goes down. This is 2 for 2. They're 3 against 3 left here. Tigers is dropping low, so is Deathwing. He goes down. Jaina needs to be so careful. She's got the welly though. Virus is slow. Dahaka is looking to try and pick something off. The ISO whiffs. Can he get a drag? He can. That's going to be a kill for sure. And now it's just a Lily against the world because Deathwing had to run away. Diablo has come back, his soul's reset, and Azok is about to get a very rude awakening, as that wasn't a wall stun. How was that not a wall stun?
But the Dark Leak was there after the overpower anyway.
That is the reality of these fights. You can lose 2 heroes so long as you get Cho'Gall down, and you can still clean that up. The red team is not really a functional comp without their Cho'Gall. Like sometimes you see these Cho'Gall comps that have a ranged and a tank in there, and you can kind of fight 3v3 with that, but you're not going to get anywhere with a Thrall and a Deathwing and a Lily. Speaking of, Cho'Gall might be in trouble here again. He's going to get bigger. They are very massively hit. That's a lovely grenade to get him in range for the Diablo, but the team overcommits and he can just walk away. Oh no!
Oh, the water dragon comes in for the counter engage. The pull on the Dahaka, and he's dropping low. Dahaka's going down. Stukov with the swipes, not able to create enough space for now. And now Jogal, he's going back in. But there is the bigger they are. And the Jaina burst secure the kill onto him. The Thrall is getting the next dragon.
But the Lily needs to be careful here. That Diablo might have charge.
That's
the range wasn't quite there.
There was a wall stun, and Lily, 200 HP, she's running! Run, Lily, run!
No, not legal. Not legal, sir! Sir! Sir, you do not have a license for this live. Oh,
The
it's a
great
shame.
escape.
The nades into Diablo are so big, right? Like, Tychus just getting that half-second displacement to bring them into Q range is so massive, and they've done it 2 or 3 times now.
Dragon in the meantime getting a little bit of damage onto the mid fort. It did drop below, but it won't be able to finish it off yet.
Yeah, and crucially here, although the red team is starting to stabilize in fights, they haven't yet really managed to stabilize the map. They're still down 4. They aren't able to get equal on those grounds, and the XP is even, so they are slightly behind in this game. Stukov gets pulled in. He's getting hit by towers. No way. Oh, the earthquake just slows him, but it's not enough. A huge flip there. Not able to keep Cho'Gall in range. He's actually falling so low. I saw a 7. Oh, he is going to go down to the water elemental. Tychus is going to go on the other side, but nearly this time, not able to escape the licks. And lovely fight coming out there from Painted Blue.
Indeed, very well done. And as a reward, it will take the opponent's siege cam, which will slowly force down the bot fort, but Falls are there to defend that one, and so will Deathwing join here as well. Bottom Bruiser comes the next goal.
To just see them siege. I think that they're going to set up these camps, and their opponents are going to spawn, and they're going to realize that their opponents have almost all their R's again. Just really Earthquake and Nova that's missing, and then they're going to get pulled into fort range and die. That's my soothsayer prediction here.
Indeed, let's see. Yes, Brawl in the mid lane is stepping up again, but he's careful. He knows. Maybe he doesn't, but he's just careful.
Some alarm bells somewhere are going off. There were 5 enemy heroes on the team, red team. I see none of them. Deathwing finds them. He's going to be the target, but Deathwing can't be CC'd. He's going to be able to fly.
Not quick enough. Yeah, this is the issue of flying as Deathwing immediately, is they still can hit your value and your animation. The animation of Deathwing is really long.
Yeah.
It's like 2 seconds for the animation. In those 2 seconds, Tychus just drills you down, and then it's also a lot of burst damage.
I do think the fear might have been the way.
Yes.
If nothing else, it lets your team set up for a counter kill. You never really want to die with a big CC cooldown unless you really do die for nothing. Gonna get some poke damage out here though, the blue team. It's hard to count the Cho'Gall team out, because he does sometimes just win late game single-handedly, but he doesn't really have the support he would want here. That's a big water dragon. Is there an upheaval? Here it is. Everyone's under the fort. It turns out I had seen this. I just saw it a little bit late, but are they dying? Cho'Gall can't kill them. Deathwing not really able to get the damage down. They're all dropping so low, but no one falls.
Oh, first one goes down. There should be a second one with Diablo. No, actually, he's just spamming W because it's a W Diablo.
Cho'Gall actually taking so much damage there from that water elemental. Has to back away, but they at least got 1 kill. It's gonna set them up for another Dragon Knight. It's gone okay. It's gone better than necessarily should have. For a second there, that 4-man pull into tower range looked so scary, but Deathwing wasn't quite ready for it in time, and you kind of have to read the fights 3 seconds ahead as Deathwing if you want to connect your match damage. And so they were all able to just walk away before the flame could be dropped. Lily might die here. Nah, okay, team's too far away.
Top lane in the meantime retaken by Painted Blue. As the mid lane keep was burned to death by the Deathwing.
Yeah, good decision there from VIP. Not going to walk up and try and force a fight when there's free buildings to be had. Just going to take away that mid fort and keep themselves in a slightly stronger position than they started. And that is always the game of HOTS. You just slowly increase the strength of your position till your opponent has to YOLO into you and dies. Because defender's advantage real good.
Like he's stepping up, getting a lot of damage onto the Deathwing, but he should be able to heal himself up quite nicely. We do see pressure bot lane now with the siege camp running down.
Yeah, it looks like Painted Blue want to try and respond with some pressure in top. They're going to try and gank Thrall again. Oh, the Wolf's done just able to connect. That will be a kill. Can he get Quake off in time? No, he can't. Okay. Oh, Cho'Gall's still in bottom anyway. He's just going to run it down that lane then.
Yeah. I think Quake would have even been wasted because it would not save him or create any pressure onto the opponents. So using
Yeah, I agree.
Quake there would have probably been a mistake.
I was hoping Cho'Gall was close enough that if you quaked, you actually got the fight. Because I think if Cho'Gall is rotating like mid to top there and you quake, you get the pull and you probably turn it without Thrall.
Yes.
I don't think Thrall is mandatory for their team fights, but yeah, if it's not guaranteeing you an engage just after they've used all their buttons, it's not worth. First real macro win of the game here, though, for the red team. They're able to take that top 4 and trade it just for a keep wall. But the pull's coming in. Diablo is low as well. Brings Stukov in range for the heal, but he didn't have trait. He's going to be the first one to drop. Deathwing just trying to get anything done here, but Taika says, no, you don't. And now it's Lili and Cho'Gall versus the world in this 4 versus 2 or 3 versus 2. Depending on how many you want, 4 versus 3 even, depending on what you want to count Cho'Gall as. He's like, sup Lili, I'll see you guys next time. And Lili just kind of leaves. What?
He's like, sure guys, bye, have a great time.
Well, again, that's not legal, but he gets away with it. They're not Chan. I think that the hacker actually could have Dragon Knighted here.
Yes, definitely should have.
I think he thought that Thrall would have stayed for the interrupt, or that Thrall was already too close to top. Tiger's actually might just solo kill Cho'Gall. Non-zero chance. Looks like Cho'Gall's run away.
I also like Cho'Gall did would pick Twilight Veil, which gives him 75 armor. But it doesn't help against Psychus. It just drills you down anyways, even if you have 75 armor.
I do think the Molson block would have been more valuable. Paul here, though, is going to hit off the Jaina. She's going to ice block and just kind of live. Oh, well. Was exciting for a second. Tigers has to back here. They won't necessarily know, because I doubt they're watching mana. They might go anyway. Looks like they're just going to check. They can't see Tigers in that eye. That's somewhat of a tell. He is going to be back in time, though. Stun's coming out from these really annoying orbs, as Cho'Gall has hit peak annoyingness now with that level 20 Twilight Frenzy. Truly the most annoying hero in the game. We haven't seen Cho's level 20 yet. I'd love to see the upheaval upgrade. I think if he silences Jaina and Stukov when they get pulled in, that's going to be the difference between the... Oh, it's Brute. Either way, I think that's...
Just Brute, yeah, I think.
I think it's still...
I don't know.
Big run away from Thrall.
Twilight Dream onto, sorry, not Twilight Dream, Isolation onto the Cho, but not getting behind because Darka's got insane movement speed from his level 1 hit.
Both off lanes there with the standard play of I'll let 4 people try and gank me and live. Jaina's going to get back that top shrine here, and the red team need to find something here because they can't let Cho'Gall just poke them infinitely.
Oh, Jaina? She's getting rooted! Where's the ice block? Ice block not coming as it would not have saved her anyways. Cho'Gall getting engaged on, taking a lot of... Tries to counter engage with the upheaval. There gets the kill onto Tychus, kill on Stukov as well. It's just Diablo here is Daka. He's already like, bye guys, I've got places to be, and went towards the bot lane to try clear the mid wave, as we see the next dragon will be picked up by Vacation and Purgatory, and they will be able to probably secure the bot keep if they want to go for that.
I think they could end the game.
Potentially.
Like, there's no damage up to clear it, so it should, like, if they just wait for the minion wave, it should get to core at about 80%.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the blue team are particularly interested in ending the game, though, does it? Maybe I'm being overly hopeful, but look at that keep melt! I don't know, man. I think if we just went core here, the game ended. But they're gonna try and get camp pressure. This is, I think, one of the biggest mistakes that some lower level teams make. Camps are great when you get small advantages, but when you get big advantages, like a Dragon Knight and 3 people dead, it's better to hit buildings. They might have hit buildings well enough here, though. This DK is burning it down, and they have hit buildings well enough, but all of that time camping could have been just used hitting buildings. GG's, though. Vacation in Purgatory, take it 2-0. I'm going to sit out before Sammy shouts.
And the Vacation Predator taking the win from this best of 2 series. Nicely done by them. Paint in Blue though looking very, very good as well in some in between. Like especially game number 1, they had some really nice team fights, I feel like. But
they had some good fights in 1. They had some nice moments, nice comebacks, some good ganks in game 2 as well. They definitely competed, but not to be today. Wild Samu has indeed appeared. Looks like we're going to be segueing right quickly into match number 2. We've been pinged for it in match launch 8, which is kind of big, and we're going to be watching
AFK
Coco against someone.
Guacamole.
Guacamole. I love some guacamole with my chips.
Indeed. Alrighty. Let's see. Did the magic work?